What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and look at the walk-in humidor. We are almost done. I think we're like 90% there. I put in a long day today, which really wasn't that bad, just cutting some big pieces, so it wasn't a ton of work, but it was still grueling. This thing being out of square, I'll tell you, carpenters, like I said, I have learned, luckily, I have read many things over the years, woodworking. I have watched videos on other projects. So my life's culmination of little projects that I have done have all come together in this project. Am I 100% happy with it? No, there are things that and many other people have commented, and I thank you so much, Kevin. You're nitpicking yourself. Nobody's going to notice it. Especially when all the walls are up, when the shelves are up, the cigars are everywhere. You're never going to notice any of that, So I keep trying to get wrap my head around that. Stop being picky. A couple people have reached out, like some trim carpenters, kind of gave me some pointers on cleaning up the corners, which we're going to do with some trim. It'll hide the corners. It'll keep, the moisture from seeping in. You probably noticed some blue tape on there. The one thing I didn't do on that wall, like I said, as you remember, like I said, the furring strips I put up kind of bowed a little bit, and then I didn't get everything centered on the strip. So I put some tape up just to let me know where the inside edges of that furring strip is going to run, because I still got to put some trim pieces along the seams to break up that gap, and then the boards that are going this way. It is what it is. Ceilings are looking good. Let's come around to the other way. You'll probably notice some paint cans and some weights. So we only had a couple of boards that were up top there that kind of bowed up. Remember I said I didn't put a furring strip along the corner, along the perimeter. That was a mistake. I should have done that. Now I know. Hopefully you've been watching all these videos. I've been calling out my mistakes, so hopefully you don't make that same mistake. So all I did was I just filled the gap with wood glue. I put some brass eye hooks in there, and then I put some weights on there to pull those boards down. Once that wood glue dries, I can release the weights. It's not going to pop back up. I am putting some trim around the corners here, but the gap was pretty big. It was more than 3/8 of an inch. So I just didn't want to chance that one. So once I get the trim up, it'll look a lot better. We've got someone did reach out to me and notice that I did wrap this with plastic beforehand, and I used house wrap tape to tape all the seams. They did suggest that I use the house wrap tape to tape the seam before I put the wood up. Is it really necessary? I don't know. I have house wrap tape, so I'm just going to cover that seam with the house wrap tape, and then put the board over here, nail it in, and it'll be good. We got the fan up, so it came out pretty good. I do have, I don't know, I probably maybe should have put it in upside down, and the cord would have came out on the left side. So I'll probably just have to run it up over to the outlet over there. It's not really a big deal. Like I said, there'll be shelving unit here as well. So you're really not going to see the cord coming over there. So that was tricky. I was tricky getting that in. Not too bad though. Let's see. Other than that, someone asked about the baseboards. I wish I should have brought a piece out with me. So it's a hard plastic, solid plastic. It's not like the composite solid plastic baseboard. It sticks out probably, maybe, I don't know, less than 1/4 of an inch. I don't know what that number is, or butts out further than the wood. And it's just so when I'm mopping inside here, like I said, I don't get any mop water on the cedar. So I don't want to suck up any water. We did get the look at the outlets. The outlets came out great. I used the box extenders that someone told me about, and those came out absolutely flawless. So thank you very much on that. So the only thing we really got left to do is we are going to wrap the door. Someone, a couple people actually said, 2 people says, hey, I've been in the lounge, they don't wrap the doors. I don't know. I've got extra cedar, so I think it's just going to be good. And that way, 100% everything inside here. I do have to wrap the top because there is a gap up top there. So yeah, so I'm just going to wrap it all the way around. So everything in here, everything. There's nowhere for it to any moisture to escape, because once I wrap it, it'll go right to that gasket, the wood. It'll butt up against here, so there's nowhere for moisture, for anything to escape. The fan is reversible. I got to play around with the settings on that one. Man, there's so many buttons, so many settings in there. So I can either suck the cold, dry air from the lounge, because it's usually always about 72 in here, about 30% humidity, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more. So I either suck that air in here and blow it into, if the humidor, if the heat's getting too high, the humidity's getting too high, what I would do is just crack the door a little bit. So as the air comes in, it has a way to transfer that other air out. Or I can have it on reverse. That'll just suck the warm, moist air from here and throw it into the lounge. So we'll see how well that goes. I did buy a moisture meter too. Someone did reach out. I talked to Steve Saka last night about that, about seeing what the moisture level of the walls is and how important that is. I never even thought about the moisture level of the walls. So I've got a moisture meter, one of the pinless types, just to keep an eye on what the moisture level is. So from what Steve said last night, like 14, 15%, that'd be pushing it on the high side. So that'll kind of give me an idea when I'm seasoning this room of what to just keep my eye out for, because it's probably going to take, I think it takes every bit of a month or two, every bit of a month to season all of this wood, and that to allow it to soak all the way through, or not really soak all the way through, but a good chunk. Because like I said, this is 3/4 inch. Someone did ask why I went with 3/4 inch instead of a lot thinner. I probably could have saved money. 3/4, half inch and above, they said will last a virtual lifetime. If you ever get like the cedar smell starts to go away, or you ever get anything wrong with the wood, you can sand it down, hundreds of times throughout its lifetime. And other than that, mistakes I wish I would have done. I never got a price on wood. They told me, hey, if you can get different size planks, we can save you some money on different widths. And I go, oh yeah, just do that. I wish I would have asked them how much money I would have saved by going to all uniform size planks. Once the trim is up, I think it's going to look cool, the staggered sizes, but they were actually a little bit of a pain to work with. And then sometimes, like I said, like on this wall, I just really noticed that I didn't pay much attention. I've got several boards that are the exact same width. I don't know, it looks kind of dumb in my opinion. But like I said, once the shelves are up, you're not going to see that there's 3 boards of the same ones. I did try and alternate the boards. I would have gone with uniform size boards. So that's definitely a mistake on my part. But yeah, a couple little things here and there. I can't wait to get some trim up. I've got probably 1 full day of knocking out some trim to figure out. Oh, the one thing I did want to say was this panel up here, I did screw it in instead of nailing it in. So if I ever have to change that fan and change these panels, I don't have to pry the nails off. I can just back the screws out and those panels will come off to make that fan easily accessible. I don't want to have to try and pry it off and damage the wood. That way the wood can go right back up when if I ever decide to change that fan or anything else. So, all right, cats and kittens, that's all we got. We'll see you on the next part.